Okay, do you remember a while ago when the Seattle tourism and hotel executives basically said that they weren't worried the numbers are a bit low right now? And they actually cited the Qatar games, saying that people started to book within 60 days of the games. If you haven't seen that video, let me go way back in the GTL archives, all the way back to like two. Hey, stop it. Let's go all the way back to 2 weeks ago when this report came out.
Leaders noted hotel bookings were lagging, but with optimism.
In Qatar, which I recognize is different for many reasons, 83% of bookings were inside of 60 days, and an astounding 47% were inside of 6 days.
So we're ready, prepared, very excited.
Hotels say they're preparing for the influx of fans and cruise passengers alike. We checked online for hotel prices for the first match. Those are between about $400 and more than $1,000 a night.
So that's what they were saying 2 weeks ago. A lot of confidence and even some arrogance, if you ask me. Now let's see what they're saying today.
Every hotelier in the city is feeling the crunch now, so it's time for everyone to really dig into their rates and see what they can do to incentivize people to stay with them.
But what happened to people flooding in within 60 days of the tournament? Well, I guess that didn't happen, eh? So we're going to go over this report, and we're also going to go over their excuses on why the bookings are down. Also, I have another report out of Toronto. And apparently the restaurants and bars, they're not even allowed to have any FIFA logos or any mention of FIFA. So what the hell are you supposed to call it? I mean, their advertising board must have to say something like, hey, come in for a beer and watch the most corrupt organization's game on TV. So we're going to hear from a restaurant or bar manager or owner and get his take on this. But let's start with a report out of Seattle first.
Among a group of host cities for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where hotel bookings are falling short of expectations. That's according to a new report that says nearly 80% of hotel operators report slower than anticipated bookings. COMO's Michelle Esteban joins us live from Seattle. Michelle, this includes national and international travelers.
Wait, so you're saying that the domestic tourists aren't coming over as well? Because I specifically remember doing a report where the woman on the left basically said, yes, international is down, but the domestic tourists will fill the gap, even when it comes to FIFA. This was 9 months ago when I did this video, and they were comparing 2024 numbers, saying that the summer last year and even FIFA would be doing well. Unfortunately, that didn't really age too well for her.
Absolutely right. And in fact, as you might imagine, those international travelers just so critical because they tend to stay longer than domestic travelers. So the issue for host cities like Seattle is the worry, the concern, that economic boost they were counting on and anticipating may not happen.
We are so excited. It's the World Cup after all. Come on. The whole world will be here in Seattle.
No, they won't. They'll be at home, avoiding the United States.
Maybe not the whole world. A new report by the American Hotel and Lodging Association found hotel bookings are falling short of expectations at these U.S. host cities, just weeks before the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Initially, when it first came in, we thought it would be this huge lift for the whole month. But now that it's actually, right around the corner, it's more peaks and valleys.
I don't want this to be like an I told you so moment, but I told you so. We're well within that 60-day threshold that woman said earlier, where everybody is going to be booking in the United States. Well, it hasn't happened. And not just the United States, in Canada and Mexico as well. And there's multiple reasons for that. Number one, it's too expensive in all three countries. The average citizen is just not going to be able to afford it. Because of people like this guy in the hotel industry, basically trying to jack up the rates to make as much money as they can. Right now, we're in a situation where there's too much supply and not enough demand. On the other hand, the FIFA organization itself doesn't have a good reputation right now. Especially after they gave this idiot a fake peace prize, and then tried to stage a handshake, basically putting the game over what's happening in the world right now. Infantino basically said, put aside your differences, forget that he bombed your country and committed genocide, and just shake hands, because this is the World Cup. Seriously, fuck Infantino and FIFA. Yeah, I get fired up when I talk about this guy now. Not as much as Hoekstra, but he's getting there. But let me know in the comments below if you agree with me on this. And if you do agree, and you're not subscribed to my channel yet, but you do hope that FIFA fails just like I do, hit that subscribe button below, because I am going to be featuring the FIFA Titanic situation as it unfolds.
Hi, this is Jay.
Jay Beatty is the sales and marketing director at the Inn at the Market, the 40-year-old hotel with an exclusive location.
In the heart of Pike Place Market, no one has that but us.
Started booking rooms a year ago and thought it would be a golden opportunity.
Greed. Just greed. That's all it is. If anyone wants to go stay at his hotel, it's still going to cost you about $1,000 Canadian per night. And when I checked on Expedia, I just put in some random dates, June 26, 27, $953 Canadian to stay one night at his hotel. At that price, you're also pricing out people that just want to visit Seattle, not for FIFA World Cup, but just to visit your city.
Thought it would all go. And then a really good thing about us in Seattle too is June and July are our most popular travel months.
So you're not worried about it?
So occupancy is going to be there. It's the rate. What is the rate?
Out of 6 matches, they've sold out the inn for 1 match. The others are filling up, but there is room at the inn. The association says nearly 80% of respondents say hotel bookings are tracking below initial forecast, and some of the reasons cited: taxes and fees, FIFA room block cancellations, international travel concerns, fuel prices, and TSA issues.
So I really want to hear the viewers' opinion on this. Like, what do you think about these reasons? Because I think they're a load of shit. And instead, I'm going to give my opinion on why nobody is going to the World Cup. 1, it's too freaking expensive. 2, the CBP border issues, social media checking, discrimination, detainment, bullying at the border, and overall safety. And then 3, you got ICE. 4, you got their president. 5, you got their US citizens themselves. I mean, nobody wants to be around MAGA. 6, you have the US exceptionalism that's all over the place. And 7, the overall disdain for the United States. These are in no particular order, and I'm sure if somebody agrees with me, you might have a different order than what I have. But I think my reasonings are a lot more accurate than what's on the screen right now. So if you agree with me, let me know in the comments below.
There's no way I'm going to be able to ever afford that without taking out like a loan.
Pretty much everything is expensive. To have a luxury to go to a game and spend thousands of dollars on a game instead of thousands of dollars on your personal needs.
Every hotelier in the city is feeling the crunch now, so it's time for everyone to really dig into their rates and see what they can do to incentivize people to stay with them.
That's quite the tone change from 2 weeks ago. Just saying.
That surprises me. That I don't understand that. It's the World Cup.
Despite more than 5 million tickets sold, the demand for hotel bookings remains far from pitch perfect.
I would hope that there's a lot of last minute movement and that stuff gets filled up.
Yeah, that's what all the hotels are hoping as well. And there's still time. It could happen. The most popular match, by the way, of course, hands down, the USA when they take on Australia. That's on June 19th.
And I hope Australia slaughters the United States on their home soil. So you can definitely see the tone change from 2 weeks ago until now. I mean, 2 weeks ago, they were boasting that things would be great. Now, they have to check the rates and hope like hell and cross their fingers. But this next report I want to show you, it's from Forbes. And they give a bigger picture in terms of how the hotel situation is across their country. Well, I guess Canada and Mexico as well. Let's take a look.
FIFA hyped the World Cup as an economic juggernaut for the US, but with 5 weeks until the tournament kicks off, the hotel industry says advanced bookings in some host cities are on par or lagging any ordinary summer. Nearly 80% of US hoteliers in 11 World Cup host cities say bookings are tracking below original forecast, with some describing the tournament as a, quote, non-event, according to an American Hotel and Lodging Association survey of members released Monday.
Ouch, the biggest sporting event in the world, being called a non-event when it comes to bookings. That's gotta hurt FIFA's ego. But you gotta think about it this way, like, it is the biggest event in the world, or sporting event in the world. Yet, nobody wants to go, nobody wants to attend. There's multiple reasons, everybody probably has their own reason why. But the world is making a statement right now. And they're clearly not happy with the United States as well as FIFA. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because this next segment in their video talks about the United States GDP, which I really don't give a shit about. So if you want to watch the full video, I'll leave the link in the description below. But let's fast forward a little bit.
Roughly 85 to 90% of hoteliers in Kansas City report that bookings are trailing a typical June or July without any major events. In 4 host cities, Boston, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Seattle, nearly 80% of hoteliers say bookings are behind a typical summer, with many describing the tournament as a, quote, non-event.
I'm not going to lie on this, and I'm going to admit that I was wrong, but I actually did think that FIFA World Cup would be more than just an average summer. But I'm guessing that when they're referring to an average summer, it would have been summer 2023, 24, any time before Diaper Dawn went back into the office. So the fact that they're not back at even normal regular summer levels, before the Diaper Dawn went in the office, I think that's another indicator that's really telling us how bad this really is.
In Los Angeles, Nearly 65 to 70% of AHLA respondents report bookings below expectations, often in line with or lagging behind a typical summer. Likewise, roughly 2/3 of New York City hotels report softer than expected bookings that track with normal but not elevated summer demand. In Miami, more than half of respondents say bookings are ahead of expectations and typical summer benchmarks. 50% of Atlanta hotels report bookings are in line with or ahead of expectations and ahead of a typical June or July. In the two Texas host cities, Dallas and Houston, roughly 70% of respondents report bookings are below World Cup expectations, though they are still broadly in line with a typical June or July, which indicates, quote, limited incremental lift from the tournament, according to the AHLA report.
So, where's that big boom in bookings that was supposed to happen? Where's that big cash cow that was supposed to be as big as 30 Super Bowls? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's my stupid mayor in Vancouver. But we have under 40 days now until the FIFA World Cup starts, and it's not leaving a lot of these hoteliers with a lot of time to fill up their rooms. I called this months ago, and many of the tourism officials and hotel executives continue to say that they're going to have a booming year. So I'm guessing the next phase within these 40 days is that these hotel executives and tourism officials, they're going to continue to push that within 6 days, that's when people will start to show up. Well, good luck with that. And I'll be here to say I told you so. Now, on a related World Cup note, here in Canada, the bars in Toronto, and I guess even the bars in Vancouver, they're not allowed to say FIFA or have any FIFA logos in their venue. So let's see what kind of restrictions that FIFA put on all the bars and restaurants in Canada.
We're only 5 weeks away from the... Sorry, we can't say that in here. We're 5 weeks away from the Global Goblet, and Toronto's bars are going to have to get creative to get around FIFA's strict branding rules.
For us to have to say things like World Soccer Event just to disguise the name World Cup for whatever trademark reason just seems redundant, ridiculous.
FIFA doesn't allow unauthorized businesses to use their logos, slogans, or phrases for commercial gain, and anyone who gets caught could face hefty fines.
I don't understand the intent behind it, right? We're not trying to sell things related to it. They want as many people to be watching the game as possible, and the more places that people will do that, the better for them, the better for us.
I mean, he makes a great point. It's not like the bar is trying to sell like FIFA merchandise or like beer cups or whatever else. They're just trying to show the game.
Just using the word, I don't know how that is damaging them in any way.
It's become a major issue for Toronto's bars and restaurants who want to make sure everyone knows they can come in to watch those massive matches. But if you use certain words on your chalkboard or even social media, you won't just get visited by patrons, you'll have FIFA's secret police come knocking.
I just think it's ridiculous that a lot of bars and restaurants are going to turn into speakeasies using coded language to allude to the fact that there might be some soccer type games being played in Toronto just to be able to encourage people to come and buy a beer and watch the game.
Even worse for some councillors, FIFA's enforcement team will actually be the city's own bylaw officers.
I also just find it so unfortunate that the city of Toronto itself has signed an agreement to be the enforcers of a pretty draconian rule. I don't even know if I'm allowed to even say World Cup during this interview.
Well, in my opinion, this draconian rule is not a surprise when it comes to FIFA. I mean, the organization itself, they're not squeaky clean and they do have a reputation. And they're also kissing the ass of this person. So yeah, I'm just going to say it. I do hope the FIFA World Cup fails. Now, the event will go on and eventually there will be a winner. But I do hope that everybody involved and everyone who tried to take advantage of it, to seize this golden opportunity to rip people off, I hope these people fail. And I guess when it comes to Seattle, I guess I'll see you in another, 2 or 3 weeks? When another report comes out, and Seattle hoteliers are continuing to panic. To close off this video, I have another video from Pierre Yves, and he sent this photo from Belvedere de Mille, L'Anse St. John's in Quebec. How did I do? I have a few more photos from Pierre, and I'll definitely show them in the future. So I really appreciate you sharing those with the community. Alright, that's it for this video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos relating to FIFA, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.